Okay, so as we know, the human life cycle starts with you are born, you can do nothing for a few years, and then boom, you go to school, you go to university, and then after that you graduate, and then you'll have to work, and that's what happens with 99.9% of the people all the time. Because you see, this is what we are fated to do, just to work, to be labor, do labors our entire life. And that's how the world is actually going. You was born, go to school, and then join the big work class. That's it, or the workforce. And you see, we can argue that and even try to act like philosophers and start doubting why do we need to do all that, study, and then just work like our whole life. Like me myself, I do question that stuff sometimes. Not sometimes, a lot of the times. But here we come with our topic today. But first, we gotta understand that everybody gotta work. We all do have to work at some point in our life, and it's something necessary to do. But I also came to think of it like I'm actually not working for anyone. I'm just working for myself. That's what I'm doing at the moment. And I came to realize, not just me, but a lot of studies too, shows that freelancer or freelancing is going to be the future, which is started, I don't know, freelancer for me, I think it started like 6-7 years ago, being a freelancer, and that's probably when I started doing it. But yeah, but also, as far as I'm also a freelancer, I'm here to talk about the good side and the bad side of being a freelancer. Now I want you first to think as a CEO. I don't want you to think as a normal person or just like you yourself. um, that's, let's say you run a company that makes application, whatever they make or whatever you make. And now let's say you have people who are, responsible for such a stuff, for this and that and that. And now let's say you want to make a new logo, design a logo. You want someone to design a logo for you. But instead of you hiring someone who might just stay like for a whole 6 months doing nothing and getting paid, which is not beneficial for you, I think you understand where I'm going with the point I'm trying to, point out. So this is how you should think. Now, when you think about it like that, someone who's going to be staying for, you know, 6 months doing nothing, and me as a CEO, I want to make money. I'm not here to lose money. See? And this is where the freelancers come in handy. Because why would I hire someone for a whole year, and during the entire year I'm gonna have like 4 logos done by him, or maybe even 3, and I'm paying him like 5,000 a month every month? I think about it, that doesn't make any sense. And that's why it would be much easier for me as a CEO to hire someone as a freelancer to come and do the job. Although I might have to pay him a little bit higher, like let's say I'll pay someone I hired in my company 5,000 a month. But for the graphic designer or someone who's gonna design the logos, I went outside. I looked for a freelancer, and then he demands, let's say 7,000. I will still pay the 7,000 than to get someone just to stay in my company for a whole year doing nothing, like most of the year. That doesn't make any sense to me at all. And this, my friend, is why I think freelance is gonna be the future. Because honestly, it serves the community, and it just doesn't like depend on one specific stuff. Like you can be a freelancer like doing anything, just from babysitting, from what. Because in short, freelancing is just you saving someone time and money. And that's something, we all know that the American system. So that's why I'm confident enough and I'm saying that freelancing is, the future. Now, for me, freelancing is actually one of the best things that you can do, because you can schedule your life the way you want it. You can schedule your work the way you want it. You can do anything or everything the way you wish for. And that's why I like it a lot, because I don't have someone to boss me around all the time. Blah, 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 blah. But I also understand that some people can work without having someone above them. And you also get to organize your life the way that you want to organize it. You know, uh, you take care of what you want to take care of. Your life is just not all about working and working. Even if you don't want to go to work, you don't have to go to work. Like, now I'm not saying if you are a freelancer and you have some schedule going on with work and stuff, that you should not go to work, because then that's one of the bad side of being a freelancer. Because if you don't have the commute within yourself, or have the passion and the ambition to do what it takes, then believe me, you are doing nothing but you're wasting your time, and you're probably going to waste your life, because without what I just mentioned, you will never make it, and you will just be wasting your life in your time. That's it. And also, freelancing, you can be a freelancer, but you are not necessarily in need to be like doing one thing only and one thing only. And that's the best thing about it, and that's what I like, because you can have many things that you are good at that you can do at the same time. Like, let's say, for example, you're good at making, designing logos, and at the same time you have another hobby for, let's say, carpenting, something like that. You can do both of them. You can manage your time. You can manage your life around the two of them. Hell, maybe you even have like 3 passions. And also, you can keep changing what you want to do. You can also jump from place to place. You can learn other skills. You can improve yourself. You can do this and that and whatever it takes. And that's one of my favorite reasons why I like freelancing, because it doesn't just chain you to one specific thing that you got to do for the rest of your life. No, there is a lot of things that you can do. You can experience different stuff. You can try, and you can do multiple stuff at the same time. Please tell me, who wouldn't want to do that? But again, I understand it's not for everybody, and that's why I say that if you're not commute enough, or if you're not ambitious enough, or if you don't have what it takes to make it, or at least to focus on what you're trying to do, don't do it, because you're just gonna waste your time. And then what? That's it. And also, here's another thing I like about being a freelancer: good money. Yep, there's good money, a lot of money in it, because as I said earlier, if you're a CEO, you want someone to design a logo for you, but instead of just having someone who's going to be there and pay him for the whole year, you would much rather pay someone else to do it. Pay a freelancer. The freelancer demands like 7,000. I'll be demanding, let's say, 7,000. He will give me the 7,000, because to him the 7,000 is much less than him paying someone for a whole year to do something that he's just gonna do like 2 or 3 times in a year. And that's why I say there is good money within doing so. And now here comes the bad part. It's not even actually the bad part, excuse my language. It all just depends on you, honestly, because they will give you the money that you will ask for and everything. But if you just do anything for work, like you don't do your job the way it's supposed to be done, guess what? You're not gonna get more jobs. You're not gonna get a lot of money. You're not gonna do anything. You're not gonna move forward at all. You need to do a good job of what you're doing, because with freelancing, you get more jobs and more clients through recommendation. So if I hired you to paint me something or to fix something, and you did not impress me, or you did a good job with it, I will never recommend you to someone else. And honestly, even if I know someone who's trying to hire you, I'll be like, yeah, nah, he doesn't do a good job. You're just gonna be wasting your time and your money with him. That's one of the bad parts of being a freelancer, and that's how a lot of people get thrown away, because they don't do a good job enough, and then most of their jobs stop and the clients start declining. Now, how do you start being an influencer? You can be good at anything, or even you have a good degree or whatever, and you want to start being a freelancer. I'm gonna give you 2 tips that I started with. First of all, you gotta be confident enough. Besides being confident, you need to have the will to go through it and pull through it. And the second thing is you gotta start small, with small numbers. Like you're not gonna ask the same amount of money that you will be asking 3 years from now. You gotta start with small numbers. Like let's say 30, 40, 50 to do a specific job, regardless of what's the nature of what you want to do. Regardless, if you want to start being a freelancer, that's how you should start. Start small, don't demand too much, because believe me, you're still new in the market. There's a lot of other people who, we know, and the CEO of companies know, and they have done a good job. So you got to prove yourself first. You got to build a resume of clients, and you have to have something that you can show off so that you can start demanding more money, and that's how you grow, and that's how you start being a freelancer. At least that's for me. That's how I started. That's a little tip I wanted to give it to y'all. Hopefully it might help you, and if you don't want to listen to it, hey, I totally understand. And so that's how we come to an end of this great episode. It was something short, something I wanted to share with the people, and just me throwing out my thoughts, because that's what I see going on, and that's what I see will be going on in the near future or future. Excuse my English a little bit. So in order for you to be a freelancer, I told you what you need to do, and I already gave you a tip on how to start. And honestly, the moment you understand that being a freelancer is just offering your time and your skill, and also last thing, being a freelancer totally depends on you. It depends on your personality. It depends on what type of ambitions you have, what goals do you have, what do you want to achieve. It all depends on you, because if you don't have the will, you will never make it. If you don't have the dedication, you will never make it. As simple as that. You either take it or leave it. So it was your boy Junior. It was a fine episode. Thank you all for tuning in. If you stayed to the last, appreciate you. Like, subscribe, and share the video with your friends, your Discord, whatever. But anyway, y'all stay safe. Peace. Till next time. See y'all.